Hello everyone, Jeff Probst would be lying if he said he didn't know Mike White being cast on the 50th season of Survivor was going to cause such a commotion. Still, the host and executive producer admits he was a little surprised at how much attention the news drew in when CBS unveiled its slate of returning players. The thing that's most interesting about Mike playing for the second time is there is no hiding that he is the biggest writer, director, show creator in the world right now, and he wanted to come back and play Survivor, Probst tells The Hollywood Reporter. So I can understand why people had a reaction. Hollywood can't seem to understand why White would want to trade in his star-studded life as the writer, director and creator of HBO's smash hit The White Lotus for a second spin on the remote reality show. Not to mention, he stepped away to compete on Survivor right in the middle of Emmy's campaign season. Probst knows that some people are really excited to see him play, whereas most of his A-list peers can't believe he said yes. Instead of posing the question, why would you go do it? The host thinks people should be asking, why are you doing it? I'm surprised people aren't asking, why is one of the greatest writers in the history of Hollywood so interested in Survivor, he says. What is it that Mike is learning about humans and behavior and situational ethics that he applies to his craft? Because I think that's part of why he does it. He's out there in a real incubator of human behavior where you never know what's going to happen. But what you do know is that if you show up to play Survivor, you can study it. And when you watch White Lotus, what are you watching? You're watching human behavior all day. I think that's part of the reason Mike is back, and if you don't understand that, maybe you're asking the wrong question, Probst adds. Like his career in the entertainment industry, the White Lotus creator had an impressive run on the show's 37th season that aired in 2018. Entitled David vs. Goliath, Mike was labelled the latter due to his profession and finished as runner-up a mere 3 years before White Lotus hit TV screens with Season 1. And he isn't the only one making a reality TV homecoming on the show, as Survivor 50, which airs in the spring of 2026, enlists a cast of former Survivor players. Survivor 49 premieres September 24. White will compete against a few fellow second placers and even 2 winners, though his competitors aren't behind a 66-time Emmy-nominated series, making him an obvious outlier that Probst says will be fun to watch play out. What's really going to be fun is to watch Mike integrate with these people that he knows in his study, he adds. He wanted to come back and step away from his Hollywood career for a moment and play this game that he loves to see how it will go. Now that everybody is more aware of me, now that I'm a little more successful, how will I fare? It will be interesting to see how the players react to White on Survivor 50, because, truthfully speaking, who wouldn't want to be responsible for his exit from the show? That could surely win a player the whole season. His Emmy-winning status will either greatly harm or help him, with some fans speculating the latter, as he notoriously invites contestants from his season to appear in cameos on White Lotus. Forget fabricating the master plan to kick White off the Survivor Island. If you form a close enough bond with him, you could land yourself a small role in his show. Natalie Cole, Carl Boudreau and Christian Hubicki are some of the Survivor alums who had brief White Lotus cameos. Probst doesn't say if any castaways catered to the writer-director for a cameo in the already renewed Season 4, but he does assert that he wouldn't want to appear in the show himself, even when asked if he'd be interested in doing so if the upcoming season was set in Fiji. No, Mike should never put me on White Lotus, Probst argues, while still admiring the experience he offers Survivor alumni. I really love the cameos and how he uses people, and I think that too speaks to Mike as a person, he notes. He's able to be one of the Hollywood elite in terms of show creators, but he's also able to do the show with people who are not from Hollywood, and then invite them into his world and say, why don't you come experience what it's like to be on the set of White Lotus for a day? And I'm going to put you in the seat. That's incredible confidence and incredible generosity of spirit. Now that Probst knows I can get to the end of Survivor, I don't think he wants there to be a chance of that happening again. So what changed? It appears to be his public campaign to return to Survivor, combined with the fact that, well, everyone wants to see what the White Lotus creator is going to accomplish on his second go-around. After years of stubbornly turning him down, Probst finally had a change of heart, and he's so grateful White agreed to return for Survivor 50. He's arguably the single best storyteller we've ever had on Survivor, Probst adds. Mike is one of the most peculiar and loving people I've ever met. He's so authentic. He does exactly what he wants on his terms, and the results clearly speak for themselves. And honestly, I'm grateful to consider him a friend, because I learn from Mike every day. You're talking about one of the best of all time, and the fact that he said yes to Survivor still brings a smile on my face. Thanks for watching.